Let me ask you this, Representative, as I asked your counterpart here. You've heard Newt Gingrich here as he co-authored that in the Washington Post. Would you agree to a bargain of that sort where, again, Dreamers effectively get amnesty on the flip side, that on the Democratic side, yes to the $5 billion?
And I thought his answer really indicated the problem here. I represent many of these Dreamers. I've met with them. These are people that have passed a criminal background check, paid a fee, they're working or studying, that most of them have known no other country than the United States, and he was unwilling to even contemplate that in this regard.
Would you?
We have indicated, and I would be willing to contemplate paying some type of ransom for them, as we indicated last year. That's what the president was insisting upon. But in talking with them, they say no to a wall. They say no to the metal spikes that the president is now suggesting. I think that the concept of dealing with border security as part of a broader comprehensive immigration reform is not at all unreasonable. That's basically what the United States Senate did on a strong bipartisan basis about 6-7 years ago. But Republicans in the House, individuals just like my colleague, Mr. Getz, have stood in the way of our considering any type of comprehensive immigration reform. And when they will not even contemplate doing something for our Dreamers, it indicates that it's President Trump, yes, but he's enabled by members of Congress who take this anti-immigrant position.
I'm guessing here, Representative, that you are not asking for that particular discussion, comprehensive immigration reform, be discussed at this moment, though, are you?
I'd like to see it discussed at any moment, but the moment we are at now, yes, here on Christmas Eve is not a time that discussion is likely to occur. The problem is we have a president that no one can trust or be confident that from one day to another he will maintain a consistent position. I heard this reference to the McConnell-Schumer plan. There was no such plan. Senator McConnell would never have put his resolution on the floor without the blessing of the president. The president just changed his mind after he heard from a few right-wing commentators. And so it's just difficult to get a solution with that kind of president.
And Representative Doggett here, as you know from your counterpart, as you're alluding to from conversations that you may have had directly or that you have referenced, is that he is not necessarily afraid of also being critical of his very own party, and then that they are, if you will, the old game, and he wants to change things in the discussion of immigration. Would you also be as critical of members of your own party, either in the Senate or in the House?
I think the members in the Senate united with their Republican colleagues to pass the resolution to us that the president had at least informally indicated he would accept. That's what got us into the situation we're in. To some extent, you know, I think maybe we're talking about the wrong wall. It's not just the wall along a border and whether it's slatted. It is the wall of lies and deception, ignorance, really almost fantasy that the president is surrounding himself with to exclude any views other than those that reinforce his ego. And in the process, people get hurt, whether it's in the stock market, whether it's our national security or our economic security from what's happening here. And no, I don't think the people on the Democratic side deserve blame here, because they've been willing to work to support what the president said he was for. We're just not willing to waste $5 billion on a wall.
As you know, the 800,000 folks affected by this are probably not looking necessarily left or right in some cases or in all cases. Right. Congressman Lloyd Doggett of Texas, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Have a great Sunday.